There are 7 key parts to your CV, and now we are going to talk through each one. But before we do that, I want you to think about the following scenario and have a think really carefully about the impact that this scenario has on your CV. So I want you to imagine that an employer is at her desk. She has 100 CVs in front of her. She needs to find 10 candidates to shortlist and interview. She has only an hour to make her decision. Firstly, number one, how long does she have to look at each CV? So she has 100 CVs and she has 1 hour. And secondly, how does she choose? If you want to take a minute to pause the video and have a think about that, work out how long does she have to look at each CV and how does she choose from the CVs that she has. Just put your ideas down, have a think about how she would choose from the CVs that she has in front of her. Okay, so if she has 100 CVs and she has 60 minutes, that's 360 seconds, which means that she will have only 36 seconds for each CV. I want to ask, how much can you read in 36 seconds? And it's probably going to be roughly approximately the same for most people. So thinking about how much you could read of an A4 page in 36 seconds is roughly going to be how much time that an employer is going to look at your CV. So bearing that in mind, the first half of your CV is really critical. The layout is really important, and really you want to make it easy for the employer to pick you. The easier that you can make it, the more straightforward that you can make your CV, the easier it is for the employer to pick you. So now we're going to look through each section of the CV to review what should be in each section. So talking about what do we mean when we say profile. So the sections of a CV. Number one, name, address, phone and email. You've already done this. Well done. Fantastic. You've already got started. Number two is the profile. This is the most important part of your CV. It's a paragraph that shows off all your best bits. It's specific to the job you're applying for and it is always positive. Your profile should say, who am I? What is my main qualification? What is it that I'm looking for? What are my relevant skills and what is my relevant experience? Section 3, a key skills or skills profile. So this is bullet points or short paragraphs matching your skills to the required job skills for the job that you're applying for. So this is where you will tailor your CV to match the job that you're applying for. For example, if you're applying for a job in retail, that will require completely different skills for if you're going for a job as a psychologist or a counsellor. So you need to match your skills to the job that you're actually applying for. Number 4 is work history. So this is about your employment, which is either A, the most recent first, or B, the most relevant. So this can depend. You can adapt this according to what you feel is most important for the jobs that you're applying for. Some jobs will require you to have the most recent first, and some will require you just to have the most relevant, what is relevant to the job you're applying for. Sections 5, 6 and 7. So section 5 is education, a list of your qualifications and training. If you're going to be putting your GCSEs on there, you should put all of your GCSEs on, but generally you can put 8 GCSEs at grades A to C, including English, maths and science. You don't need to list them all individually in general. Number 6 is interests and achievements or awards. It's a paragraph that tells your employer something interesting about you. Maybe think about what might impress the employer, what's going to look good, and what's going to kind of sell you to that employer. The final section is references. This is where you can put the name, job title, company, email, telephone and address of the people who you are putting forward as referees. The employer will usually contact your referee. If you have that information available, then you have everything that the employer could possibly need all in one place. You can put available on request. This is not out of the question, but if you put all of the details of your referees, then you know that the employer has everything that they need to be able to choose you. So That is the end of this section, and next we're going to move on to talk about your profile in detail and how you can tailor what skills that you have to your profile so that you have the best CV you possibly can have.